Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Metaphysical Hour. I'm Julia Cannon, and this is Tracie Mahan. Yay!
We're just really enjoying this day, right?
Absolutely. And we're trying something new, so let us know how it's working. Apparently, we've been way behind the times in our technology transmissions, and Tracie was doing all the work, and now we found some software that can do all the work of Tracie. We were told about it. We're trying it for the first time tonight, so we'll see how it goes.
So I haven't figured out how to see the chat from all the different places that it's streaming, but if you guys want to chat with me, please go to BBS Radio TV on Facebook and go to the chat room in that link. And then that way I can find you guys. It doesn't.
Next time we'll have it figured out where we won't have to do that, right?
Yeah. And oh, that would be awesome. So we've got our amazing producer working on finding the link for me so I can see all the chats, because I know there's probably chats going on where you guys are like, why doesn't she ever say my name?
Exactly.
Well, I'm on the one in BBS Radio TV, but supposedly there will be a way for me to see the chats from all the live feeds. So that'll be fun. That'll make a big difference. We'll get to see some activity.
We're moving on up.
Come on in. So today, for now, just to appease me, come on over to BBS Radio TV on Facebook. Click on the banner and it'll open up and you can chat in there. And that's the one I'm looking at. Right now we have Whitney in here, and I know there's a lot of others that are trying to find their way and navigate to that particular chat room. So thank you. Cool. All right. So it's been a week since we've talked to everybody.
It has been a week. How have y'all been? Hey, come on in and tell us how you are, who you are, where you're from, all that good stuff, because we love to see it, and it may not seem like a big deal, but when you look at where everybody's from, it's really cool because each person's a beacon of light, and it shows you what's happening on our planet with these lights popping out.
Absolutely. Yeah, we like that idea. Yes. Be the beacon of light with all of us. I'm just having fun because we linked also our YouTube channels to this, and I just went, oh yeah, is it on YouTube? It's everywhere.
It's there. Wonderful. All at the same time. There is no time. Simultaneously.
Everyone's coming in from Australia, Canada, Kansas City. Come on in, you guys. Let's get this party started. We'll be in the okay, so we've got to come up with a subject. We didn't think about that.
Oh, whoops, we forgot that part. If we can't come up with anything, manifesting is always, because that's where we are. We are manifesting creator beings. And so I think that can always be a topic, because usually all the questions that anybody has in some way goes back to that as its root.
Right.
It has something to do with, you're the one creating it. You're the one doing this. So let's, find out why you want to create that. Maybe if you need to know the why. But first of all, definitely you're the one doing it. So maybe, just shift it, because it can be shifted.
Shift it. I wasn't sure what you were going to say when you're doing that. You were like, you really drug out the shift it.
Yeah.
Shift that.
Shift that stuff.
Get in there, shift it. So that'll be my new word tonight. We're going to shift that.
Yes.
But yes, so apparently the chat is going so fast that you can't keep up the hellos and all of that. So hello, everybody. This is exciting. And yes, give us amateurs another week or so to get this figured out.
We're coming into the new, we're coming into the new year. A little bit there.
And we love that we broadcasted this in 6-7 different locations. So a lot of different areas where you can find us and jump on and get to be live. And I know I'm excited because remember, I repost these to my YouTube channel and people want to comment there, and we're not live at that point, but now we are. So, but if you are watching this on YouTube, I don't know how to look at those just yet. Maybe I can bounce around. Maybe I can make it all happen. Oh my gosh, if I'm not already distracted enough.
I
Now
know. I know. You just don't know what to do. And that's why you're
No.
finding things to do.
Yeah. Yeah. So all my YouTube people, I didn't let people know we were going to go live because I didn't know how this was going to happen. So it's slowly coming in on my YouTube, but this is fun. I'll just tab out some pages and I'll be able to jump around. All right, you guys. So
Very
what do you
cool.
want us to talk about? What do you have questions?
Yeah, you have questions. Questions are a great place to start.
They really are. It's kind of a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
You
Ask
know,
us anything. Ooh.
oh, yeah, Julia will answer anything.
Ooh.
Okay. Hey, look what I'm wearing today. And I have a story behind this. Now, do you recognize that?
Can you put it closer? I
Tiffany's
think
gave
I
me
do.
this.
Yes, I think I do.
Tiffany's little Tiffany, baby daughter girl, Julia's daughter, gave me this last year. We were at the Daytona reunion for QHHT, and I was doing the whole mermaid thing, and she was like, "Oh, I think this necklace will go with your outfit," and total mermaid thing. And she's just hurt. She recognized it. Okay. So Tiffany, you're gonna love this story because this morning I'm fishing around going, okay, what am I gonna wear? And I got blue on, so what would go with that? And this has a tint of blue in it, or in certain lights and stuff. And I was just really drawn to this one today, and so I put it on. And the client that I had today had a mermaid life, and I was like, of course, because this was my mermaid necklace.
That is so cool.
Yeah, so I just thought that was the neatest thing. I even had to bore her with the story, so it was great. But yeah, so thank you, Tiffany. The gift keeps on giving, so it's fun. But how fun is that though, to put that on and then she has this mermaid water world thing.
I mean, you can't make that stuff up. I mean, just
and yeah, it was like it was almost like it wanted to jump off the little hook I put on.
Well, there you go.
It was like that one. Yeah. All right.
I gotta go be with a mermaid life.
That's right. Okay, you guys, I'm going to say it again because maybe more of you have come on at this point. Please come over to BBS Radio TV. Come to that particular, and that's on Facebook. Come to that spot if you want to put something in the chat for us to talk about, because that's the only one I'm currently able to see you on. So I know that it's posted in other places, but apparently that doesn't bring the chat over to this banner or to this particular location. So come on in.
We'll get that worked out. That's gonna be so cool when we can see all the chats in one spot.
I know. Yeah, because we've got a lot going on. So one of the ideas I'm having here, you guys will just have to watch me play. Sorry. It's like watching a kid open a gift for the first time and they're just playing. So okay, so for everyone that's chatting on my banner, hello, I see Chris, Carol, Mara, and I said that wrong again, Mara. And now I'm going to see if I can get over to, I'm going to go to, I know that we have a large group over here on the Dolores Cannon page. Okay, we do have some questions over here on the Dolores Cannon page.
Great.
How can I protect my energy?
How can you what?
How can I protect my energy? And they are chatting over here. I'm going to open this banner up and see what happens with this one. I'm going to mute myself in case the sound pops on. So how can she protect her energy?
And that's a really good question. And I know we think so many times we have to protect ourselves from things, and we're told that we have to protect ourselves from things. And that takes a little while to realize eventually that you really don't need to protect yourself. I mean, if you keep saying, I need to protect myself, I need to protect myself. See, what did I say earlier? I said the root of every question is going to be manifesting. So if you keep saying, I need to protect myself, how do I protect myself? What have I got to do? Then you're creating an atmosphere that you need to be protected from. So does that make sense? Now, with that being said, while you're in this place, because I did this too until I started getting that piece. One, I would say I would say things over and over. And that would be one of my, I'm always protected. I'm always safe. I'm always protected. I'm always safe. Just affirmations, because that's going in, it's rewiring your tape up here rather than going, okay, oh, there's things to be afraid of, there's things this. It's saying, no, I'm always protected. Now, see, I took that then to that next level or the next step or whatever you want to call it. And it's like, if I keep saying I'm always protected, then I'm creating something to always be protected from. So that's where I've phased that out. But I think it was really, really good to get me from one step to another until I can be over here where I'm like, I'm good, I'm fine. Okay, so that's one. And you can imagine and visualize like a pyramid of light or a ball of light that surrounds you, and just bright golden white light, whatever you want it to be, white and gold. Those are like the really cool ones that offer protection. So if you again, see, as soon as I said that, it's like going, but they don't need protection. This is what I get. Okay, it's like, no, nobody needs to be protected. But if this is what if you want something because you feel like, oh, I need something, then that's wonderful. Just wrap yourself in these beautiful lights, these golden, the pyramids, the you can just make it all around you, completely encompassing you.
Yeah.
And you're always, but I just want, you're always safe. Okay. So if you're not feeling safe, then that's something else. That's something else. And this is where you want to go to that deeper. Why, what is it that you're not feeling safe about? So we can, look deeper there. But if you want to just start somewhere, I'm always safe. I'm always safe. I'm always protected. And you will be fine.
So what I managed to do over here, you guys, is I tabbed out a bunch of different Facebook tabs and I pulled up each of our pages on it. It seems to be working to do it that way. Cool. So there's a lot of chats going on and on all the banners. So I'm going to bounce around a little bit and try to keep up with you guys. You're pretty amazing. There's a lot of you on the Dolores Cannon page. So hello over there. Thank you for being there. And
they said Don might have figured it out too. So
oh good. That'll be okay. We'll do that next time. Great. So this time you're going to just watch me play shuffle.
Yeah.
There was a
question. We love that.
Yeah, we love that. Interesting. There was a question about the inner earth and I wanted to find it because it looked like it was going to be interesting. So now we got to find that one again. Oh yeah. Any comments about inner earth? That's how easy it was. Okay. Oh, okay. So what kind of comments do you have about inner earth? Well,
we have what Mom got in her when she was doing her session. She was getting information there, and that's in the Convoluted Universe books, that there is a whole civilization. It's from where, it's essentially when, my understanding, it's kind of when like the deluges of the world happened, the civilizations went underground. I mean, these are the beings that were there at that time, and they went underground. And then some went to remote areas and everything, but many of them went underground, and they have created whole civilizations under there. It's also, we know by what it is that these have to be ET in nature because of the designs and everything about them. It's whole cities, and it's huge, and they travel very, very quickly, from like one side of the earth to the other. And there's their mechanism of energy is that they have a central sun within the earth. I mean, they have their own, everything they need, so they don't need to come to the surface. So that's what was discovered then, and I think you keep getting information on the inner earth, don't you?
I keep keep having sessions with inner earth, developments of inner earth, the advanced technology. There's a lot of stuff going on there. Animals that used to exist on our surface that still exist in the inner earth. A lot of really cool stuff coming through, and that the ones that are in the inner earth don't all actually look human. And so, there's the ones that made it there through our history stories, and then there's the ones that can come and go. One person was saying that there's an access to the inner earth through the water out in a very remote place where where people can't see them coming and going from ships.
Uh-huh.
I mean, just kind of interesting and fun things, right?
Yeah.
I've even had people go to lifetimes where they were the mermaids on this planet, and there is a portal or tunnelway pathway from a really deep spot in our ocean that goes into the inner earth and takes them into it seemed more like it was a portal to transport them from the waters, our waters, to the waters of the inner earth. And they
Right.
could go back and forth. And I thought that was super cool. So,
Mm-hmm.
oh, hey, do we have it? I'm going to give this a try, you guys, because literally I got 5 pages going up and you guys are all chatting up a storm. So, this is an eye opener. This has probably always been happening. Okay, so it looks like I have one question on that one. So I don't know, it might be, I'm going to read what he's writing and keep talking.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So, okay. Yeah, I am getting a couple of chats in. So I'm going to kind of keep going with ones that I have coming in here. Oh, you guys are, we've been missing out, Julia, all these pages. You guys have probably always been doing this, and we've always just had the one page up, the BBS radio page. I actually have 4 of the Facebook pages tabbed out, and you guys are chatting up a storm in all of them. So sorry if we've missed you in the past.
Yeah, but we're here now. We're here.
We're coming into current day technology. It's awesome.
Yes.
So thank you guys for your patience with us. It'll be so fun to interact with you in a much better, more efficient way. I do understand now what you guys were talking about. They're coming in so fast, it's hard to keep up. They're like zip, 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 zip. So you guys are awesome. Thank you. I love these chats. Okay, so Inner Earth, very cool concept, idea, reality.
Okay, so something was coming in because I'd also wonder, like this person that asked that question is like, why are they asking the question? What is that? Where's that coming from? Are you interested in it? Have you had an experience about it? And then Tracie, on what you have found, are they from a specific? I mean, I know some of them are the ones that were on Earth at the time, the cataclysms and things like that, and they moved underground. But are they coming from a certain planet or star system or anything like that that you remember?
A lot of them look most of them look human. I've had them describe tall, slender beings, blue in color. It makes me think they're Octurian, but I don't know if that's consistent.
Right.
You know, 3 fingers, long fingers, and long skinny arms and hands. And I'm trying to remember, because they do describe the people or the beings that they're seeing when they're there. But it's very interesting. And you guys, this is how bad I am. I did not know I could split my screen. So now Julia and I are on one half and the chat is on the other half, so I don't have to keep going like this. It's right in front of me.
Look at there. Oh my gosh, look how you're growing today.
That was a complete accident when I was trying to move that one out of the way so I could go back to the Inner Earth question. And I was like, what just happened?
Have it
this
all.
is so cool. You guys have to be giggling over there because I mean, I'm on the computer like, you know, 7 days a week. I'm on the computer and I didn't know half the, you know, it's like today is a big learning curve for me. Okay, so
we know one person, at least one person who's laughing furiously. And that is Dawn.
Oh,
that is Dawn.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I thought maybe Tiffins was because she's our little
She probably is.
So yeah, so we've got so Mara was the one that asked about the Inner Earth. So yeah, what's your connection to it? What do you have?
Yeah, if you're asking, exactly. What's your connection? Why the interest?
Yeah, Alyssa, I've read the Admiral Bird. So there is a story with Admiral Bird, and he has discovered the Inner Earth, was given he supposedly he was the only one that was taken into the earth and allowed to come back out. And so he's an interesting one. If you guys are interested in that, look up the Admiral Bird stories, the diaries and such. So that would be an interesting,
very interesting
to do. It is a cool journey to dive into some of that stuff, you know, and get to know the stories of the inner earth.
Right. And that's where it's cool when we get information like that in sessions.
I know. Yeah. And
firsthand, you're there.
there was one gentleman, and he had booked while we were in Kauai, he had booked.
Mm-hmm.
It was really weird because we had just said his name. You know, we were talking about something else, but that name came up, and it's not a common name. And we were talking about it. And then all of a sudden, about maybe 30 minutes later, I get a text message asking if I could book somebody of that name, you know, because his partner was coming in, and she wanted to know, can we squeeze him in too? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what are the odds that we were just referencing that name, and here it is, it pops up. And then he went into the inner earth and he explored it, and he was human in his exploration. And when I pulled him out, I said, did you have a concept of the inner earth before? And he goes, I didn't even know that was a thing. That's when it's fun, right? And
yes,
I said, have
so
you ever
much fun.
Admiral Bird? And he's like, no. And I pulled up a picture of Admiral Bird, and the similarities in their facial features, their build, everything was like, I'm like, have you ever considered you might be a reincarnation of Admiral Bird? you might have just taken me on the tour he had. So it was really interesting. I love this work because you just never know. I mean, there was no confirmation that was a thing, but
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
But the coincidences are, I mean, when you said, what are the odds? Well, in our world, the odds are pretty great because that stuff happens all the time.
Exactly. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to give myself more room on this chat. Oh,
you're gonna have,
I don't want to ruin.
You already have two screen modes, so you're gonna have.
I know. There's just so many things. Okay, so Mara feels like I've been there, and there are mer people ready to visit us now. Also, they seem ancient, very ancient. It is energy.
Very cool.
Let's shout out to Diane. Diane is on, she jumped in on one of the chats here, Diane Morrison.
Oh, hi, Diane.
You know, a bunch of us are getting together in Kauai. If you guys want to join us, that's, you know, come join all.
Yeah, we like just have a few tickets left. So if you are thinking about it, if it's just remote out there going, oh, maybe, I mean,
you better join.
We are selling out.
Yeah. Okay. So, okay, lots and lots of questions. So that it's going to be a random pick when I find one. Some of these are questions and some are comments. So if you guys have a question, can you write the word question first so I know that it's a question?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Big Q first so I know it's a question. Otherwise, because I'm trying to find questions, I can't read everybody's comments at the same time. So lots of fun.
Yeah, remember, we have a learning curve here.
Lots of buzz. And this is fun. And this is fun to get everybody's chats. So yes, Dawn, I felt you slap your head because he's been telling us to do this for a little while. Is
the link working?
Yeah. Okay. Question. I had a QHHT session done, and I gotta hold on. I'm not getting the whole question. I gotta go back to. Okay, I had a QHHT session done, and I went back to source. It was amazing, life changing, absolutely love. I stay in that portal for a couple of weeks now, and I feel I've gone backwards, knowing I'm being judgmental, negative at times, and things have totally slowed down for me. Is this meant to happen? More lessons, more shadow work, listen to my higher self, divine timing. Some advice would be appreciated. Thank you, T, for that question.
Yeah, you know what I'm getting there. It's like, it's like you're in utopia. You're in this gorgeous, wonderful, the most perfect, absolute place at all. And then you go back to your normal area and you're like, oh my God, this is a trash pit. This is what is going on? Why, how could I ever live this way? And it's no different than it ever was before. But because of now the distinct difference, you have a different scale that you're measuring it against. And so it looks maybe even more so than what it was originally. And so it's more of an adaptive process that you have to go, oh my gosh. But you know, the cool thing about a session where you go back to source is now you know what it feels like. Now you've been there. You can go back anytime you want. You just get quiet, you just relax, and you can go back there energetically. And so that helps you keep your energy level where you want it to be. You know, it's just that you've got such a stark difference now. It's more than it was before. You know, you might have been going like having your day-to-day life and you were adapting it and everything. And then you have high points in there. Now you've gone over here, you know, you're major elevated highs. And so this looks like it's sub now. And it's really not. It's not any different. It's just you are adapting to this difference, you know, what you've done here. So it's okay. Just be patient with yourself. Love yourself. I mean, I think just going back and visiting. In fact, what they're saying now is go back and ask that energy what to do. And what I'm getting is that you'll be able to bring that source energy here. Ooh, this is cool. I don't know if we've ever talked about this before, but it's like you can bring that energy back because that's why you're here. You're a conduit for that energy. So it's like this, because you go, now you're making even more of a conduit. You're allowing it to flow right in. And then that, yeah,
absolutely.
That makes any sense. It was just like, blah, 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 you know, it's just how
that was her light language coming through. Blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I totally agree. I think what as you were talking about that, I'm just seeing in my head that she was held in that energy, kind of cocooned in that, so that it gave your physical body enough time to download this energy, download this program, if you will, of that frequency, so that you could hold it and sustain it. But then you were placed back in that third dimension because that's where you're bringing it. So I think that's where you felt that transition of energy, is that, you know, now, and not only are you feeling third dimension, but you probably became even more sensitive to it because you were in that higher frequency for so long.
Exactly. Yeah.
Very cool.
That's
so we have
if what I said didn't sound like that, that's what I said.
Yeah. So good. So good. Okay. I don't know. I just feel like this question's going to get asked. I want to ask it. Is smoking weed bad? I have a medical card, but I haven't smoked in weeks. It's legal in Oregon. So we come to Oregon. You won't need the medical card.
I think it's legal here now too.
Yeah, it is legalized in a lot of places. Okay, I have a medical card, but I haven't smoked in weeks, and it's become a negative experience for me that brings anxiety.
Then that's what you go by. That's what you look at. How are you with it? How are you affected by it? How are you reacting to it? Doesn't matter what we say or what the rest of the world says, anything like that. It's how are you working with it? If it makes you anxious, and if it makes you, you know, if you have feelings and sensations that you don't care for, then don't do it. I mean, why do it? Even if somebody, oh, you need to do this because, it's like, maybe not. You know what's best for you. You want to do what feels best for you.
Okay, I'm going to try to ask this question before it disappears on me. The new sensitive children, some are adults and teens like my son, will they be safe here? They are so sensitive, and I am too. Life has been so triggering with all the collective clearing. I worry for my son, who has done several amazing healings to find his way in the world. Oh, I can't wait to answer that.
Answer it.
Okay. They wouldn't have come here if they couldn't handle it.
Exactly.
They signed up for this, but yeah, they are sensitive. Yeah.
Right. And we have to remember, these, we always say, oh, my child, I have to, and that as parents, that's what, I got to protect them. I got to protect them. But we have to remember, these aren't baby or children's souls. These are big grown up souls, and they've come here with a mission. They volunteered to be here just like you did, so it's like they all knew coming in, and then they picked you as a parent because you would understand maybe some of the stuff they're going through, but that's why that's happening. Okay. So you're there to guide them through some of this tumultuous stuff, and then how to maybe take it in stride. I mean, yeah, these things are going on, but we don't have to take it personally. And that's where I think some of this, we get caught up, is we get swallowed up into the drama. And then that's where it's like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can take all of this. Well, you don't have to do that. You can choose what you will pay attention to. You can choose what experiences you want to have. You can choose what environments you want to put yourself in. And even if it is something that might be kind of negative, you still choose how you react to things. So all those things come together to create your world and how you work through it. So that's probably the best thing you can teach your children, is they are strong and powerful beings that are here for a reason. Yeah. They're much, much stronger than all of us are, much stronger than we ever believe we are.
Isn't that true? I mean, I think we kind of forget. And one of the tricks that I do for myself to kind of bring me back into a different perspective is I just imagine I just go out into space and I just expand my energy out as big. You know, I become the universe. Yeah. That's right. Here I am, the universe. And then I look at my Earth existence from that perspective, and it reminds me how little the little things are, and pick my battles. And will this even be a thing tomorrow? You know, it's like, it helps me move past it, get over it, channel through it, whatever that part is. Okay, you guys, there are some questions going through so fast, and I don't know how
now that you know you can see them all.
Yeah, and then I'll be like, oh, that's a good one, and then I lose it. And so now the next question to the gods of the chat: how do I go scroll back to some that have already been posted? And because I see about the top 10, it looks like top 10 or 15, and I know there's got to be a way. So okay, so here's one talking about NDE, near-death experiences. You know what? I had a cool question the other day too about walk-ins. And I know that you and I have talked about it, but near-death experiences, walk-ins, even higher aspects of self switching out for, you know, still our soul, but it's a fresh upgrade to the one that's been here muddling through it, and that one gets to go take a break and another version will drop in. We were talking about things like that too. What do you have to say about things like that, near-death experiences and walk-ins and that type of thing?
Oh, that's such a big topic here.
It just got big in here.
But we are now expanded to the universe. We can do it. But that is, and that's Kai and I did a show on that this morning on Between Lives, because it is such you know, it's so commonly asked people, what's going to happen? And the near-death experience it's where you're right there at the door. You're right there. You're home. You actually have a choice whether to go on or not. And you're stopped right there. And it's kind of reminded of, well, this is what's going to happen if you go through this door. We'll call it a door, whether it is or not. But it's like, you know, if you go through here. And so by doing that, it helps you review and make up your mind. Now, that's when you're in that situation. And there's a reason for that. Maybe you have been in a crux and you're not sure where you want to go, what you want to do, and you're just kind of feeling like, you know, I have no reason for being here. So it helps put you with a different perspective, because you have this option of stopping. You have this option. And I think probably like 9 times out of 10, when we're at that place, we come back. You know, and because I hear all the time, if I had the option, I could have gone on, but then I remembered my children, then I remembered whatever, all this, you know, and it's like I knew I wasn't ready yet. It's not time.
Yeah, so, it's like we get a reminder of why we came.
Why you're here. Yeah. Why? Yeah, exactly. And so I think that's right. And usually when that happens, the tendency is you have this focus that you didn't have before, because now you know why you're here. And it's like life has a whole different perspective. It has a whole different color to it, if nothing else. And you may even have abilities coming through that weren't there before, because you were right there, you know. So it's like you opened up to who you really are.
Yeah. Okay. You're coming in fast and hard. You guys are, I love it. This is a whole new world for Julia and I, because apparently only like maybe this much audience was actually finding us in the chat room until today. So thank you, you guys. All of these questions are amazing. I cannot grab them all, but
Just
there was one that I saw float through here, and forgive me, I don't know the exact question and I don't know who was asking it. But it was about help me with the grieving of how do you get through grieving a lost child? And you know, you're gonna grieve. And
it's okay to grieve.
it's okay to grieve.
Okay.
Yeah, and I know that some people it's uncomfortable to people don't know what to do when you're grieving, right?
Yeah.
It's like they don't know how to be around you when you're grieving or something of that nature. They don't know what to say. So here's news for everybody that has somebody in their life that's grieving and you don't know what to say to them. Don't say anything at all. Just be there. And just, you know, you can ask them, what do you need? They might just need you to just sit next to them. Because they need to grieve. They need to feel the sadness and the loss of that physical aspect of a loved one. Now, that being said, I've also done a lot of mediumship with people that have lost children, and I'm gonna flip the coin, and my face is gonna change, because those connections are the most phenomenal spiritual connections I've seen in readings, and that is when a child has crossed and then they reconnect, and you chat with them, you talk with them, they're there, they're giving you energy, they're letting you know they're around, they're sending you signs. So there's still this dynamic connection.
Can I ask you a question? When you find that, what's the predominant message that that child gives as to what happened? Why did they leave?
Oh, okay. So most of the time it's because they were meant to teach. And so they come in as and live a short life because they needed to make the connections. They needed to make all these connections with the people, with their friends, their loved ones, and all of the things. And then those are the hardest ones to have exit, right? Because they had such a short life. So you're thinking about them all the time. You're connecting with them and bringing them in. And so they're teachers to help you understand your multidimensional being. You can communicate, they're helping you open up your telepathy, your intuition, your mediumship, your psychic abilities. They're here to help us reach the next dimension by helping us open up to the idea that we can communicate, because you know we're going to try and we want to know our loved ones okay. We want to know that they made it to the other side okay. And I'll tell you what, they're old souls with the most beautiful hearts, and it doesn't matter how they left this world. Even if you have someone that took their own life, it's okay. It was part of this plan to really affect the lives here on this planet.
You know what just came in is when you were saying that, all of that, how they're teaching and everything, what was coming in was I'm seeing somebody grieving. And it's like when you think about the level of emotion that where you go to when you're grieving, I mean, it is just like, you know, and so you're opened up to such a degree. And it's like that, it's like, because you don't open that way emotionally to very many things. And that's one of them. It'll be child, it'd be very, very sacred relationships, very cherished.
Yeah, there's so much going on. You know, we're all going through a lot right now. You know, we're in that Mercury in retrograde. Somebody was asking, why is Mercury in retrograde always negative? It's not.
No.
And in fact, if we could again try to reframe that, Mercury in retrograde is such a blessing for all of us if we can learn to receive it that way, because it shows us we're revisiting things, revisiting relationships, revisiting how to do things. Now, of course, we've all been playing with technology, and I think we have Mars in retrograde right now too, and they're both messing with Wi-Fi, internet, you know, whatever. It's messing with our electronics, but that kind of stuff can be frustrating. It stirs things up. It's like kicking up the dust. Well, nobody wants to walk through dust, right? That's irritating, and it's designed to irritate. It's designed to get you to start feeling those feelings. So I used to be the same thing, and everyone knows, even on the last show, I had my Mercury in retrograde cup, and even that was its own little funny story, trying to get the tea to actually get in the cup. But I'm the first one to go, oh, that Mercury, but I do it jokingly because it's showing me so much, and it's helping me know where I'm at. So what's your experience? What do you want to say to Mercury? That why is Mercury negative or in retrograde?
Not negative. Yeah. No, again, it goes back to, it's like how you perceive it. So I know there's so much out there. It's like, oh yeah, look at all these things that happen, and it's all we want to blame it and everything. But I agree. It's not negative once you understand it, and then you just work with it. You might find, some technology might be up. You might find things you have to do over again, things like that. But it's like, that's where it's like, just pay a little closer attention maybe to things that you're doing. Because it's like the time that things, if you're going to mess up, it might do it during that time. So it's just pay a little closer attention. The technology, you just try to take in stride. We just start laughing about it anymore because it's just how it is, and it's just like, oh, it's that Mercury retrograde, it's, what are you going to do about it? What I love is when it's there and it's happening and everything excels. And so it's like, it doesn't have to be a downer. It doesn't have to, you can actually shoot right through it and just excel, have a wonderful thing. So that's where you're using it toward, you're just benefiting from it. You're working with it. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. You're working with it rather than allowing it to be against you. See, it's nothing against you.
When you're talking about that, I was seeing it like the way you're describing it, kind of like a slingshot, where you're pulling you feel like you're going backwards, but what you're doing is pulling that rubber band real tight. And then as soon as retrograde releases you, off you go. You just did all that work. Here you go now. So yeah. And okay, so Jennifer's saying it also kind of gives you this opportunity to slow down.
Yes.
Very good. Yeah, very true.
And that's a good point, because so many times we don't allow ourselves that. We just keep pushing and pushing faster, faster, faster. And so if there's something that kind of makes it happen, and it'll be illness, it'll be something, it's like, slow down, chill. It's okay. It's like something in us that says, no, I can't slow down, but we need to at certain times. It's okay. There is nothing wrong with slowing down and relaxing.
And Anna's reminding us we're also been experiencing extraordinary solar flares. I listened to a video on that last night, and I forget what she was calling them, solar flare X or something like that. Like this is, it's been a very intense solar flare, which has also been, that's why the flights were, they don't want to, we can't say for certain, but there was a lot of flights canceled, right? Because all the computers were shutting down.
Okay, I didn't know any of this. My brother usually keeps me up to date on all the solar things, so I'm I'm surprised.
Yeah, apparently there was some flights canceled, and our friend David Marsh, who's doing some videos and stuff, he was affected by that, and he posted a very funny post about it on Facebook. But all of his flights kept getting bumped around because the computers kept crashing, and it was during the time of those solar flares coming in, so those were really wreaking havoc on the electronics. And that makes sense because all that magnetism of those solar flares.
Right. Yeah.
To ask her questions, and now you're not answering the question. So Kara, what is your question? I see that you have on here that you are feeling irritated. You have to understand that I'm watching 5 pages of questions coming in. And BBS radio, they help me get to the main question, but there's so many questions that are actually coming in. So I'm sorry I missed your question, and I'm sorry you're feeling irritated about that. That's not my intention. So hopefully you're feeling better. And I don't know where to find your question at now. So I hope that we can find that for you and get that asked. But I told everybody to come over to BBS radio and ask the questions there because I didn't have the link, but then I was given the link. So I do apologize for not catching that. Okay. How do I heal my sense of vision and taste directly correlated with the with and affecting my liver and heart, respectively? Okay, so healing the sense of vision and taste, and that's correlated with the liver and heart.
I'm not following this question. I'm not understanding.
So she's asking, how does she heal the sense of vision and taste?
Okay. First of all, looking at what you need to understand, what it's trying to teach you, what it's trying to tell you. If your vision is off, then and your taste is off, so there's things it's trying to deliver a message. So that once you understand that and what it's trying to teach you and tell you, then and especially if it's things that you need to do, once you do that, then it's healed. See, so it's that simple. But it's a matter of getting to what it's trying to tell you, what it wants you to know. And that's what I teach in my Soul Speak course, it's on that, or the book, either one of those will give you more information there. But I'll give you a very, a brief how to real quick. And it's just, you get quiet. You're going to talk to your higher self, because this is how it's delivering messages. So you just talk to it and just say, what is it you're trying to tell me? That's the pure, plain and simple of it. We go into a little bit more, but that's it right there. What are you trying to tell me? And then we get the information and keep going from there. So start there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I will tell you, your vision, what is your vision telling you? I mean, if you have something going on with your vision, what do you think that could be symbolizing? This is just giving you an idea of this is how our higher self speaks to us. Our guidance team speaks to us. They are very, very literal, and they will use body parts to deliver messages because they're so literal, because they directly translate. And so usually if there's something going on with the eyes, then it has something to do with, maybe not wanting to see something, not wanting to see it clearly, there's something going on that you just really don't want to see. But that's where we would get more information. These are clues. I had somebody saying, okay, now what do I do? And every guy got that. And it was like, no, you have to go all the way through to get the process of what that means. It's like, yeah, you don't just know that and that's the end of it. That's giving you a clue as to what that message is. And that's it. That's all it is. Now, as far as the sense of taste, that would be like, what does that give us? What happens when we taste something? What are we, what is that for us? What's happening there? So look at it that way. So when that taste is gone, what is that indicating to you? So what I just got was the taste of life. That's interesting. Oh, because sometimes it'll be these phrases, that are everyday phrases that we use that go along with these parts. And it's like, well, I guess, I wasn't the first one that came up with this, Louise Hay wasn't either, apparently, because these sayings have been they go way back there. So that tells me that we've been getting this information for a very long time, that, we make jokes of it. Ah, ha, ha, this is it, but it's really it. These are the messages. And then we just got to go deeper and find out, okay, what do we need to do with this information?
Exactly. Yeah. It's wonderful to be able to just slow down and talk to the symptoms like you teach in your book and get very direct with that. If it's affecting the liver and the heart also, because you're saying it's correlated with the liver and the heart.
Yeah. So the heart is the seat of emotions. So that's the love, we'll just say the love department. So there's something going on in the love department. And then the liver filters toxins. So that tells me there's probably a toxic situation. I'm also seeing this because liver and heart. Okay. Those are both saying, and then the eyes, there's something I don't want to see. There's a toxic situation going on that's really affecting me deeply in my love department. And I really don't want to see it.
Yeah.
And it's ruining my taste for life.
Yes. The taste for life. I love it. Full circle. Well done.
Full circle.
Well done. Hopefully you stayed on long enough for Karen to hear the answer to the question. And you guys, please do have patience. We have a lot of people asking questions. Not all the questions get to be asked. But I do feel like when a question does pop out, that it's because Spirit wants us to talk about a certain subject, and it's for everyone listening. So I hope you all do get a lot out of that. There's a lot of people in here I think must have taken your course. They have also some very great advice for that in the chat, coming up with the same types of things. So fantastic. Wonderful to have all of you guys jumping in and sharing with us. I'm going to try something here because I really don't know how to scroll back down. I don't know if there's a way for me to see questions that have been asked. There is no way, you guys. Once the question's off the board, it seems like I can't get to it anymore. So I do apologize. I'm learning, and thank you for having patience.
Learning. Well, we'll get better. We'll get better as we do it. Tracie will get better.
I'll get better.
I'm a support person.
Yeah. I have a good support team. I'm going to get this down. You guys are awesome. Okay, so Julia, you only have a couple of spots left for the
just a few more slots. I mean, that's for if you want to attend the luau. We can actually take more but we'll have to do something else. That's just a few more slots before the luau is sold out. But we are willing to do something else, if that happens. So I can say, okay, keep on coming. But anyway, that's at the qhhtofficial.com. DoloresCannon.com also has a link over to that page. So you can learn all about the reunion in Kauai, Hawaii, February 2nd to 6th. Don't you love it when I say Kauai, Hawaii? So, yes. Anyway, and you meet like-minded people, and it's, there'll be lots of QHHT practitioners there. So it's a wonderful time to get together. And just
if you come, just prepare for all of this to be bigger, fluffier. It does not tame down in Hawaii, and this gets bright red. So I'm not having a stroke. I just get hot. But I hope you guys get to come. We mentioned Soul Speak. We talked about it. Do you want to give information about Soul Speak and what that is?
Yeah, I have a Soul Speak, The Language of Your Body. It's in a book, and it's also in an online course. You can get the book at Amazon or ozarkmt.com, and then the course at juliacannon.com. And all the information is there on what to do there. And then we also have our QHHT courses. So if you want to do that and take a course and learn how to be a practitioner, that's at qhhtofficial.com. Tracie has a code for you if you want to use that for 10% off of the course.
And that is The Magic is Real, all one word. The Magic is Real, get you 10% off.
Yeah. And then Tracie, how can people find you?
Come find me at traciemahan.com. You can find me on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all those social spots, right? But also qhhtofficial.com. I'm under the practitioners. I'm level 3 and I'm in Oregon. So come see me. Very wonderful.
Yeah. You're going to be in Hawaii.
I'm going to be in Hawaii. Mm-hmm. Yes. Got my flip-flops out. They're out. They're sitting out, waiting for me to pack them.
Woohoo!
Yay!
Yay!
My feet are like,
love you. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Love you all. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for being patient with us. Love you.
Thank you.
See you next time.
Bye, everyone.